baby's home. Cairo, Cairo is my baby's home. One bite Cairo night won't be long. Women in Cairo, they will treat you kind and sweet. Women in Cairo, they will treat you kind and sweet. Catch you riding and take you off your feet. Shoot you, knock you, teach you and cut you too. Shoot you and knock you, teach you and cut you too. They get through the graveyard then for you. Women in Cairo send you down to your grave.
Hello everyone. Gear Acquisition Syndrome today. GAS. Subject for today. Alright. Patrick, great to see you. Hey Mac and fellow Blueser sliders, by the way, are considered a tasty treat. Thank you to all of us. I'm otherwise occupied tonight, but wish you all the best. Peace. Okay, well, grab us later on. Graham from the UK, welcome. Let me just fix this a little bit. Great. Hi, Gator. Norwegian Attack. As usual, great to see you guys. So, I'm actually gonna do like this and yeah, go wireless, or I'm not gonna use any cables, but later on in the live stream, right after the blues backups, then we're gonna be playing with some stuff, and I'm gonna be showing you stuff that I'm using, and this whole thing with the multi-effect door that I said that it's a keeper still. Why? How did it happen? I'll tell you all about it. I had a great gig this past weekend. I played at live place out in a little town of Lomma in Sweden, in southern Sweden, and I played with Maria still as Delmore sessions. So we played some Delmore Brothers song, and it was really fun. It was great. And I played my favorite, the Natural Born Gambling Man. Yeah, that was Cool. So what's coming up? Live blues backups. It's gonna be great. Yeah, just realized something, need to fix it. Ooh. Yes. I'm still getting used to this other camera that's at this spot right now. So the camera that's grabbing this hand, that's a new lens, and a bit, yeah, that works fine. And maybe you're noticing that I have much easier to show you all 12, 14 frets if needed this way. So it's only for the better. Alright, this microphone on, this microphone on. Everything's working. Let's get into blues backups. Grab the guitars, standard tuning, E. The most boring and the most beautiful key to play slow blues in. there was this little moment of like, oh, I didn't make a real decision what I'm going to play, and that's where it's just like, oh, I made a mistake. So I just want to show you what I did. I was look at this. Oops, that diminished doesn't fit really into this. The one a fret lower. This is the one. So it should have been like this. And that's a part of this Brownie McGee turnaround when he did sometimes. So. Yeah. Good. All right. So how about doing a Kansas City Blues type of backup? So you can play to that. It's also in E. And then we'll go to today's theme. All right, the intro. So walking down Main Street, going down Bill, looking for the woman they call Lucy. She done moved to Kansas City. She done moved to Kansas City. She done moved, honey, where they won't lie you. So in case I haven't explained this before, what I'm doing in Kansas City Blues is basic fingerpicking pattern, where I really enjoy playing the E6, which is where I have my pinky on the second fret on the second string, which is beautiful. This is used very much in, let's say, Texas swing stuff or jazzy stuff. Right, it's a great chord. I love it. So I just threw it into this Kansas City Blues, and I let it ring there. So I fooled around with that note quite a lot. But then when we come to the fifth chord, the B7, then I got this. So this is something that I'm kind of utilizing only first, third, and the sixth string. I grab the B chord, and then again. And here on the fourth fret, third, and the sixth string, I just leave the first string running. And then I've got so the melody on the first string is actually and so on and so on. So just so that you think I'm hiding something from you, no way. Hello, Milo Man, great to see you, buddy. Today we are going to talk about gear a little bit more than usual, and everything actually started from me getting this gig this past Saturday, and the reason why I kind of just opened my wardrobe there where I usually keep my stuff, and I was like, no, I'm not taking with me the big pedal board for one set, because we were about to open for a band, and Maria and I should be playing maybe 8-9 songs, I don't know, all together. And I thought, okay, we don't need to take the PA with us, nothing else. I'm gonna do this with one guitar only. I usually take at least 3 guitars on our gigs as Delmore Brothers, Delmore sessions, sorry, playing Delmore Brothers songs. So I thought, no, I'm not going to take the big, I'll show you what. Now don't get dizzy, because I'm going to take up my mobile. So, the big pedal board, it's not heavy. It's like 6.5 kilos, right? That's like 12 pounds. But it takes space. I need to take a bigger bag and all that. And basically, I wouldn't need any effects out of these that I don't have in my old Boss MS3 that this whole stream is about. It's like, I'm going back to my old love. So anyway, this is the new pedal board, and I'm definitely going to do a live stream about Plethora. This white big thing in the bottom, which is an absolutely great effect processor. That's just amazing. But now here we come to the difference between these two. The Plethora is only digital effects, which means your reverbs, phasers, flangers, tremolos, all kinds of effects, but not drives, which means no overdrives, no distortion, and nothing of that kind. On this pedal board, the big one, I got it up in the right corner. That's my overdrive pedal. And I have this amazing compressor, slide rig here, right? But I mean, you can live without it. It's a great one, but you can use it with something else. So don't get dizzy now. I'm gonna move my phone, put it down. Sorry about that. Small space. Or I'm clumsy. Maybe we can put it that way. Yeah. So anyway, I was preparing for that gig, and I thought, no, let me see, maybe I can just bring some of the old pedals that I kept, and maybe I can use one of those. But I can show you this thing as well. If we if we see these pedals, that's all I got left. I sold most of my old stuff, which are actually TC Electronics effects that are now available in the big pedal board in this Plethora X5. All those effects are inside. So I didn't need a physical pedal, so I sold them in order to save the money for the new camera, whatever. So I kind of, okay, I'm gonna deal with my gear acquisition syndrome, so I'm not gonna buy anything new. So I thought, okay, I'll go inside, and then I just put these pedals on the floor and took a picture of it just to show you guys, like, okay, now actually I don't have any effect. So thank God I haven't sold the MS3, my Boss effect unit, which I'll show you in a second. So yeah, that's what I did. And one more thing, this past Wednesday last week, I was a guest of Ecamm apps live stream, and Ecamm is the app that I'm using for my live streams. So they wanted to see my tech setup, and they usually feature users who are within some specific branches, like, okay, music, guitar playing, right? And they liked my 3-camera setup and all that. So since I've got some questions from the guys, people who were watching my live streams as well, I'm not sure if you guys watched the live stream last Wednesday, so I'm gonna just show you very briefly. This is my room in the daylight, right? This is what I'm seeing in front of me, but this is like 3-4 months ago, when I have my stand with my cameras in front of the desk, and you guys were here in the back on these 2 screens, and I couldn't really see what you were writing in the comments, and I've tried to, yeah, it wasn't so easy to move all these things, right? And then each time I had to live stream, I had to pull this C-stand, it's called C-stand, in front of me, and then when I'm done, I'll put it aside, and there was always something to tinker with, some camera angle, some, you need to tighten something up and all that. So I went on, and yeah, that's the microphone I'm using. So that's this old setup, and this is how everything is connected to this stand, because I just have one electricity outlet to put out, and then everything is powered. Now, this is the actual setup nowadays. So this is how I see in front of me when I'm doing the live streams. 3 cameras, my 3 angles when I'm playing guitar, and some other stuff, right? These monitors can now be tugged to the side like this, and I can angle them so that I don't get a glare from the lights into my glasses, which can be annoying sometimes. And that's also one of the most frequent questions that I get, like, how do you manage to avoid the glare in the glasses? Well, I do get it sometimes, but both monitors in front of me, where I'm seeing you, the chat, and everything else, the controlling, everything is turned downwards a little bit, so it's not reflecting in my glasses. And then the lights are coming from an angle from above and a little bit in front of me, which means nothing is going to directly reflect from my glasses into the camera. I mean, if you're about to watch me for an hour, and I was always, having these glare in my glass, it would be annoying visually. So yeah. And this is, the computer setup, how everything is connected, and that makes it possible to do the live stream with 3 cameras, and to put in these 2 here to the left are my backup drives, which means I just back up my complete system to those 2. And now the cameras in front of me. This big thing here is a teleprompter, which I'm really not using, especially not for the live streams, but usually teleprompter is something that you use when you want to read out of your script that you wrote before, and then you just use this little monitor here underneath as one of the monitors on your computer, and you just move the text to that, and that reflects here on this glass, just like people on television. And then you just, that text is scrolling and you're reading while you're looking at the camera, actually, here in the middle. I'm actually not really good at that. Oh, this is a box where I'm keeping my stuff that I don't use all the time, but I need it very close by. And this is my shelf. I've also got some questions from people. What's in your shelf? It's all blurry when you're live streaming. I don't see anything. So here it is. All these things are are things that are important to me and mean a lot to me, because some of this is present. Some is this is a fantastic book, American Root Music. This is one of my retreaters, Steve, that gave me a set of strings in his own cover that he printed and made the layout for it. Amazing. And this is my old camera, Voigtländer, a German fantastic camera from the 30s. Actually, my grandmother used to take pictures of me when I was a kid, so I got this when she passed. And yeah, this is my mixer that I've used for many, many, many years. It's an analog mixer by Mackie. It's still working, nothing wrong with it. It's just that I put it in a shelf behind me. Like coffee grinder, manual, old-timey from 1918. So these are my slides, and this is a Robert Crumb illustration from the 60s, I think. It's Big Joe Williams and his wife. Now why don't you up and leave and let us right folks be? He was playing his guitar and drinking whiskey on the porch. Great. My trio that I used to play in Sweden with a lot. This is my dear friend Bo Eriksson, who left us several years ago, unfortunately. Arne, one of the greatest drummers in southern Sweden. We used to work a lot together. And my collection of slides, a part of that. The rest is in drawers or whatever. And this is also my big hero, Muddy Waters, some computer lenses. That's it. Basically, that's it. Oh, maybe I can just show you a couple of pictures from the retreat. These are my guys, one of my groups. And it's obvious that we're having fun over there. So, and I still have some slots left in the second group between the 24th and 26th of July this year. Oh, Geir, that's my buddy from Norway. And jamming here. And this is our room where we meet and talk. And look who's here. One of the visitors in today's live stream as well. Lars-Göran, good to see you. Yes, it is impressive. Oh, okay, while I'm at it, I gotta brag. I'm also doing some photography works, guys. And I like doing theater. And I love doing music. They call it rock photography, but it's not rock. It's just, I like taking pictures of people playing. This is a great band, Mary Ann's Polar Rig from Malmö. Great guys. Fantastic energy on the stage. They are just amazing. Yeah. Good. So I've showed you these pedals. So yeah, basically that's all I had, right? So let me just find my mouse here. That's it. So now I've connected my my stuff here with I'll have to kind of reposition some stuff before I show you the Boss MS3, and I might need to just do something with my ta-da, and let's see now. That's it. I'll just angle the camera a little bit so that we can grab the whole thing. And the reason why everything is so dark is because otherwise you wouldn't be able to see my the little screen on the unit, right? So I've kind of found the best solution in between maybe. And let's see if I increase just a little bit. Yeah, it's on the edge of you not seeing really what's on the screen. So basically, this is the Boss MS3 that I've been using for quite a long time in my old pedal board. And the thing with this little unit is that if I zoom in a little bit, when you see these, okay, let's do it this way. This part I can make a little bit bigger, a little bit brighter. So this L1, L2, L3, that's the power of this little unit, is that you can connect 3 physical pedals to this unit and then just direct what they're going to be doing and when they're going to be active. The pedals are on all the time, but you bring them in or disconnect them or don't use them with the help of the presets that you create in the unit. So my main complaint about this was that you really need to prepare everything, and it's not easy to work with this unit on the fly, on the gig, because this screen is very, very small. And since it's small, it's difficult to see it on the stage, so you need to either, right? I mean, it's clear. On the stage, it's clear. But to get into these controls, you need to do like this. First of all, you want to edit. That's the first thing to do. So let me just move the microphone a little bit. So you click on edit, and then with this knob, there are 3 knobs up here, right? So with this knob, you're moving between these effects that are active. There are many of those, right? And many settings that you can do and all that. So let's say I'm on the effects 1, right? So if I want to do something with that effects 1 to see, okay, what was this? I have to click on enter, then I see, okay, it's a compressor. Good. So you can set up your compressor here with these 3 knobs again. And then if you click on the enter, that sends you to the page 2 of that. So with this and this knob, you move left, right, which means page 1, page 2. But this is basically, this is very easy to use. This shows you like, okay, so the first 2 buttons are going to change these 2 parameters, and then you go back, and then you have all 3 buttons that you need to tinker. When you're done, you either click on right or enter, and then it's so, okay, since I don't want to change anything, I just press on exit and I'm out of there. So then I can go to, let's say, L1, L2, L3, those are the external pedals, and then effect 2 would be overdrive, clean boost, which is very, very subtle. It's like, you see, it's drive is 10, which means gain. If you're playing an electric amplifier, then there's gain and there's volume. So gain is this initial power, the initial volume that you can increase or decrease, and when you increase it, then you get more overdrive and sound. So this is a very mild setup, and what I'm actually using this is only to boost this little preset so that I get a little bit more volume. So it's just a clean boost and nothing else. So almost like a built-in booster pedal. So that's that. And then there's a noise suppression. This is for the let's say I think it's a foot volume. That's all right. If I'm using the volume pedal, but I'm not, so I just go. So anyway, this is how you do your presets. And the presets. So if I go out of there, you see that this number 1 here, that's lit, it shows it's number 1, and it says clear sound and reverb. On the second press of this button, it's going to be a little bit of a boost, and I'll demonstrate that right away. I've connected everything to the audio interface, so I'll show you. So when I click on this one, watch what's happening on these knobs. these little LED lamps. So I press that once, you see, which means this is the regular volume, and when I press it one more time, it's going to increase just a little bit. It's just going to boost it. The same thing happens on the second, where I have the preset for my slide playing with reverb, and the second press is going to bring in the tremolo. So if we see here, it says mod 1, and if I go into enter into, oh sorry, if I need to press edit. So, and we go to the focus mod 1. So if I press enter there, you will see it's a tremolo, and these are the settings for tremolo. Page 1, page 2, and that's how this all works. So which means it can be tedious, it can be sometimes tricky to do all these things. This is the third setting when I'm playing jumpy blues stuff. Demonstration coming up, and the second click is given the boost of just a little bit of more volume as on the first one here, and then the fourth is my delay and compressor, and on the second press I'm going to bring in a little bit of chorus effect. So this is great, and this is just the 4 knobs on the front that are each individual presets. If I want to go to next bank, which is if I press these two together, which is very easy to do with your foot, right, on a stage. You just press those and you're directly in the bank 2. And since we need to memorize what's what, right, I know that on the first one I used to have my organ and octaver. And if you remember the picture of my new pedal board, I have this octave pedal and the B9 organ emulator now as a physical pedal that I need to engage manually. But here, when they were connected with these L1, 2, 3, right, I could just bring them into the preset. So that's one of the good things about MS3, because you could just connect everything, have your presets, and you're done. But it's cumbersome to do it that with this little screen, and sometimes you get stressed on a gig and you get some new ideas to do some presets before they get, oh god, I could maybe just give a little bit more edge to this or that. No physical control, so you need to go into menus, you need to go there, and I just wouldn't bother. At the same time, there is an app for the computer, so you just connect this MS3 with the computer with a USB, open up the Boss Librarian app, and you can do everything from there. So you're playing, the sound is coming from your audio interface or from the amplifier that you maybe connect, and then you can just fool around there. Everything is saved directly onto the unit. You can do your backups and all that. So because there was also some of the things I was concerned, because what happens if this breaks down? All my presets are gone. No, they're not, because I can save them on the computer, which is great. So if I go back to the first and I just go to the clean sound, so this knob up here is, if you keep it pressed like 2-3 seconds, it's going to come into the tuner, which is great, of course, for the playing on live. And so now I just want to know where my cable is. Oh, there. So I'm going to connect it. Right, and now E. I'm in tune. That's great. So, and the next press on this button brings you back to that. But another great thing about this particular unit is this. If I press this button just once shortly, then I'm coming into the manual mode, which means that this goes beyond all the presets. Now the unit just doesn't care about the presets. It's only what's on these 3 and 4 pedals, and I can play them at the same time, 3 and 4 and 1. So this is a little, they call it tap dance for guitar players, and I'm sure Lars-Göran Magdic, amazing electric guitar player, as well, and he knows what I mean when I say tap dancing on this. So the thing is that this first one is FX1, effects 1. The second one I had before, that was when I put in the octave pedal, and that was engaged by that. This is the tremolo, which I also had as a no, it's from this unit, right? That's right. And this is a delay. So sometimes you can have a delay, tremolo, and the organ effect and compressor, right? All at the same time. But as soon as you want to go back to the presets, you just press this button again and you're back. So that would be a kind of brief, basically quite short explanation of how this unit works actually. So it's both a multi-effector, multi-effects and switcher, pedal switcher, which means if you have those 3 external pedals connected, you can do all kinds of different combination of this. I've seen mostly electric guitar players do wonders with this because all these 3 external pedals were maybe some fantastic vintage drive pedals or something that's really, really unique for their sound, and then they put it in like this. I'm using only the most basic stuff, which I'll be showing you now. So these are my acoustic microphones, right? In front of me. Now I'll mute them and I'll bring in the boss. That's it. Let me see now. So the first thing you need to think about when it comes to connecting these kind of effect units to other stuff is that if we go to, let me show, let's say on this Rodecaster Pro that I'm using for my live stream. So I'm bringing this Boss effect unit on the second channel, which means that here's the input gain. So if I just play you hear the tremolo a little bit. So I'm still in the green. Even if I pick quite hard, I'll hardly go to the red, of course. So maybe I would use let's say 31 as my input gain. That's nice. And then the output volume to you guys is from this channel fader, right? And basically that's it. And one thing I need to do is to, oh, it was disabled. Okay, so the processing, every channel on this unit, Rodecaster Pro has processing, right? So I disabled the processing here because I just wanted you to hear what's coming from Boss. That's where we are now. So what I'm doing is usually I don't have any, let's say effect 1, enter compressor, that's okay. And then I'll go to, this is not on, this is not on, this is not on, modulation 1, tremolo, that shouldn't be on. While I was showing you things, what I was doing, I activated that by mistake. So I'm going to just press here on off, and that's going to be off now. I'll go back, and I'll go back. So all you hear now is a slight reverb. No, it doesn't have in this one. Nope. No real simulator. You know, to be honest, this unit is quite old when you look like at year 2023. This was released, I don't know, 7-8 years ago, maybe even further back, and it's primarily a pedal switcher and with all these just modulation effects. Amp simulators, I think they saved them for these G units, G1000, G500, or whatever they're called by Boss, where you have loads of those things. Now, I mean, the competitors to this unit are Headrush, let's say, Cortex, Camper, other things that are very, very advanced. And let's say Headrush has this little unit which is just a little bit maybe bigger than this one. Let's say 2 of these side by side. If I would put another underneath here, they would be together as a Headrush, this 5X, the new one. And you have the volume or expression pedal, and you have a 4-inch real screen, touch screen, like an iPhone, that you can just bring in all the effects. You can move them to put them before or after, and you can move these as well. You can, when I go into this edit mode, you can move these. So they come in different order, but it's yeah, it's a bit older. But at the same time, why I thought, okay, I'll give it another chance now this weekend, because all I needed was a clean sound with a little boost when I'm playing solos, depending on the venue. Sometimes, because Maria is really a very dynamic player, so whenever I take a solo, she's going to play a little bit softer, of course, and do the backup. But sometimes, you know, the PA system is like that. You just feel you don't have enough kind of go in your sound. And then I always have this little boost, right? So if I press on this one, listen now. And then back. And so ever so slightly more of the volume, and you will get more bass, more definition in the bass as well. So depending on, if I would play, let's say, this. So the amount of reverb is a little bit too much for this occasion. If I do the live stream and needed the reverb, I would have it less than here. But this is for the live situation, and you know, a lot of the reverb that you're using is, you know, disappears on its way to the audience, because there are PA loudspeakers, and then it comes 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 25 meters away, and you need to have a little bit of a headroom in your reverb. So that's this first channel. Then preset number 2, this is for slide, so not too much of a difference in compared to the sound. It's just a little bit beefier, just a little tad beefier, because if I go into the settings, no, not there, stupid Mac, come on, that's it, right. So if I go to effects 1, enter, then you will see this compressor, and that's what's giving me a little bit more of a push to this preset, right? And so when I press the second time, it's going to give me this tremolo. So there's another aspect of my sound, and that's if I go to and show you this. So if you're watching at this sound hole here, there's this pickup, right? And up here I have the volume of the magnetic pickup, but down here it's the little condenser microphone in the back of the pickup unit, so it's turned towards the body inside. But I can add a little bit of that touch into this electrified sound. So if I just turn this knob a little bit and start clicking on my, so this is without the microphone, right? So basically you're hearing this from my microphone that's above my head. So if I add a little bit of that microphone, now you're hearing it from the pickup, right? And there. So if I play that, see, this treble is more distinct, it's more prominent, and that's the joy of having this little condenser microphone. If the audience is listening, if we don't have to play on a high volume, and it gives another dimension of that sound, right? Now the microphone is on totally, right? And now turn it off again, totally, and you get a bit more bassier, mid-range sound. I love this tremolo effect, and basically there is an edge, a little edge to Plethora, to TC Electronics when it comes to tremolo, because the tremolo, pipeline tremolo that's built into Plethora is so smooth, and it's really fantastic. But there's nothing wrong with this one in this unit. I'm really pleased with the settings, and it sounds nice. I like it very much, right? So let me show you now the third one. Again, not too much of a difference, but if I just pick the chord and just let it ring, if you're listening to this through your headphones, then you will hear a little bit of a slappity, like a going back. And that, this I wouldn't use this preset for, let's say, playing the shuffle. It's muffy, it doesn't really sound good. But I would use it for let's say, I won't tell something, baby, I won't tell no lie. I want some of your clothes, stay by. You gotta give me some of it. So there's this little room reverb and a little bit of delay coming out, and yeah, that's the sound. And if I just press it one more time, I'm getting just a little bit of the boost. Right, so I have 3 presets for, totally clean sound, a little bit of tremolo, and I'm ready with those 3. And then the 4th channel is, leftovers from the old setup where I actually only use this when I play with my harmonica player Pedalboard, or when I play solo, and it's a delay effect on this one. And that's a totally crazy delay. It's a song that I usually play when I want to honor Sam Mitchell and the times when we used to play together. And Sammy had a fantastic delay effect when he used in only one song during the whole evening, and that was Not Fade Away by Buddy Holly, and he had a fantastic version of that song. So I thought, okay, I'm not gonna play any delay effects while I'm playing with Sammy, because he was the first, and I shouldn't just do the same thing, even if I change another song, which I did eventually, which was Who Do You Love by Bo Diddley. So maybe I'll just give you a hint of how that sounds. This delay effect goes like this. So if you're listening how many times this decays, it's 8 times basically. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, maybe 9th up back there. So what's happening here is if I do like this, I'm just repeating the same delay that's, playing automatically. So we need to play in between these decades. And if I do like this, now don't say Edge, don't say U2, because they were not the first. They made it popular. They made it fantastic. Edge is one of the best guitar players in the world. When it comes to innovations, his sounds, and all those fantastic audio pictures that he was, soundscapes that he was creating. I love his playing, but he wasn't the first when it comes to delay. So, but this is quite similar to somebody said, yeah, on that Joshua Tree, I still haven't found what I'm looking for. Yeah, okay. I'll give you that. But I did like this. Who do you love? Who do you love? I wanna know now, baby. An old Bo Diddley song that I made in kind of this version. So this is how it sounds through the Boss MS3, and when I click the button here, I would get a little bit of a chorus behind that. So let's see. So chorus gives you a little bit of that kind of presence in the sound. Chorus effect is a very famous effect from, let's say, 70s, and it's been used in both electric and acoustic guitars very much, and so much that it just kind of became boring. I didn't really like it too much later on. Yeah. So yeah, guys, that was it with my little nice Boss unit. Let's thank the little Sony camera that I just pulled out from my drawer, and I wasn't sure if it's gonna work, but it did. It was great. So yeah, when it comes to this question, does the Boss have amp simulator? Yeah, it doesn't have, and I'm gonna keep it, and this is gonna be a perfect unit to take with me to this workshop in the UK in August, because we have a instructor concert when we play one of the evenings, and I usually play a set of maybe 20 minutes or so. And this is perfect. I don't have to bring my pedal board. I don't need to maybe take out the Plethora from the pedal board, disconnect, and the adapter, everything is underneath. So you need to reconnect the wires and all that. So it's just too tedious. So this is going to be a perfect solution. This little thing in my backpack, it weighs 2 pounds, a little bit less than 1 kilo maybe, and it's just perfect. One cable in, one cable out. And another question was, if let's say right now I'm going from the Boss directly into Rodecaster Pro, and the preamps that are in this unit are really good. So these 30 decibels of input gain are a very clean gain, good quality. So if I'm about to play on an average PA system, it should be enough, but I will still bring with me my old Sans amp preamp, which is a fantastic unit. Let me show it to you before I forget, because it's maybe of interest for somebody else. Yeah. it's this one. I think I just go to this one. Nope. There. So Sans Amp acoustic DI, and the company that makes this, it's called Tech. I forgot the Sans Amp acoustic DI. Tech 21. That's right. Tech 21. This was made in the US, and this is out of production. I've had this for I think 20 years, maybe even more, and it's a great amp, preamp, and a DI box in one. And that's also something, if you want to play acoustically and you have a pickup in your guitar and you want to plug into the PA system directly with your guitar cable, it's not going to give you a good sound. Maybe they can put that gain up and kind of gain you up into the sound, but it's not going to be good quality. A preamp is a must, or at least a DI box. So this is this costed around $160 at the time, and it's got this upper part here. I'll just put it like this. This upper part is, if I turn it like this, that's right. So there's a volume, a little compressor that you can engage, treble, middles with the frequency knob here, so you can choose the frequency and then regulate the volume of that frequency, and the middles, which is very important, and then the basses. So the guitar goes into this one, goes out here with another little cable, which goes back into this, into the DI area of this thing, and then goes all the way through. And with the magic, you get the XLR, a microphone cable that you connect into the microphone input of your mixer on the PA. And then you're in heaven, because this is just an amazing unit. And when I play this on Saturday when I played with Maria, I used this with this PA system, although it was a really good PA, but I thought, okay, I'll use it anyway. There's this little knob, it says active or not active, so I can just disengage it if it was too much hassle or something, but it really gave me a great sound. And there's also phantom power and the ground lift, which means if you hear any hum or something that you're out of phase or something, you just click on this and hope for the best. Yeah. So a great thing to have preamp. So these two are coming with me in oh, maybe this deserves to be shown like this as well. Sorry for that bzzz, because that's the cable. Like this, right? So, oh, it's not that visible on that light either. Okay, well, anyway, this is how big it is. I mean, just compare it to my hands and this together. So these two are going into my backpack, and off we go. Blues Week, let's go. Yes, I actually use this second one, the preset 2, when it says slide and tremolo, because it just gives me a little bit of a boost. I can play both channel 1 and 3. I call them channels, but yeah, preset 1 and 3 as a clean sound and all that. I don't really play that kind of jumpy 1, 2, 3, 4 on the slide so often, but I would use maybe 1 or 2 the presets for slide as well. Yeah, it will work. David, great to see you. You didn't have your live stream today, right? I was there like 12 o'clock or something. I was actually at the gym, and I thought, okay, I'm going to listen to David's live stream and I'm going to do my workout, and it's going to be great, relaxing music. And nope. Let me know if you jumped over today for some reason, and let us know if you're live streaming on this Wednesday. David live streams every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday when he can. Plays fantastic piano. Yeah. There's this delay between when I say something and when you hear it, and at the same time when you write your comments. they come to me with like 30 seconds of delay, and that took me almost a year to get used to. That I'm like, oh, why aren't they responding? Why is nobody chatting? Of course they are. Yeah. All right. David will be there this Wednesday. Perfect. Just look up David Hunt on YouTube, and you will find that. And by the way, I uploaded a new video. It's been a long time. I uploaded a video to YouTube, and it's a live performance of my band, my duo, actually smallest trio in the world, just the two of us, my harmonica player, Peter Joe from Belgrade, and myself. We had a large concert, 35 years anniversary of our band in 2017. And since everybody there is working voluntarily, both our promoter, PA guys, film crew, the audio guys, everybody was, just doing this voluntarily. It was like, okay, we'll fix your recording. We'll do it. 5 years later, here we are. And actually, they sent this to me at least 2 years ago. So I was also a little bit, late with everything. But now I kind of chopped one of the songs, so you can hear Deeper Blues on my channel. And maybe it's even showing up now while I'm live streaming. Just look at the right, because it's a new video. Maybe they'll push it a little bit. Yeah. Ooh, here we go. David saw it. It was fire. Yeah, it was great. And there's a story behind this song and why we were playing it with this guy, Power Jimmy, or Milovan Djudjic. He's a young guy. Now he's, I think, 40 or something. But when he started, we were out there playing a lot. So he used to watch me live and listen to my records from the 80s and early 90s and everything. So we became great friends afterwards when he grew up and everything. So we started even playing together, and I always meet him when I travel down to Serbia. And he became one of the most sought after session musicians, and he plays lap steel, electric, acoustic guitar. He plays like Jimi Hendrix, man. He knows all the licks, and he's amazing. So, but I wanted to feature him on this song because it's something we both learned from the same source. And yeah, he's also a little bit influenced by Tom Emanuel, but that's just a good thing. And yeah, I think we're playing fine there. It's a really good, it's a good feeling on the stage. We really loved it. But there are more videos to come. I think I'll be able to chop at least 5 or 6 more videos from that evening. We had some great guests from the Blues Crema of Serbia. So, you were there this morning at your regular time. This is crazy because I went to your channel and I clicked on the tab that says live and I couldn't see it. Refreshed, and it just didn't show up. So sorry I missed it. But Wednesday, I'll be there. Anyway, guys, thank you so much for coming. It's been a blast. And I think that next week maybe I'll talk a little bit less about tech and do more about playing. And then maybe later on I'll be doing a little workshop about Plethora, TC Electronic, this effect unit that I have in my pedal board now. Maybe I'll show the whole pedal board, how it works, how everything is connected, and how I use maybe the very similar presets as on this unit now that I showed you today, but on that pedal board. Great. So thanks so much for coming. If you have any more questions, just hit me up, or you can always contact me on Twitter or send an email to homesickmac@gmail.com. All right, guys. Thank you so much for today, and I'll see you next time.
It was in spring, one sunny day, my sweetheart left me Lord, she went away. Now she's gone, and I don't worry. But I'm sitting on top of the world. Things could call me up, down and out by soul. Said, come back, Daddy. Lord, I need your soul. Now she's gone, and I don't worry. 'Cause I'm sitting on top of the world. Like my peaches, don't you shake my tree. Get out of my orchard, let my peaches be. Now she's gone, I don't worry. But I'm sitting on top of the world. Spring, one sunny day, my sweetheart left me. Now she went away. Now she's gone, and I don't worry. But I'm sitting on top of the world. Now she's gone, and I don't worry. But I'm sitting on top